Hey, this is Mr. H here, and I'm here to help you decorate your 12 dodecahedron pieces. You want to make them colorful. This is the final step in the art process before we glue all the pieces together and make a final product, the dodecahedron. So I want to talk you through a few things to help you make something beautiful. So first of all, there are art expectations. I should have handed you a sheet of paper that has these expectations written out, so you can refer to that sheet as well. If I didn't give you a piece of paper that says this stuff, please see me. There are 12 finished dodecahedron pieces. It will take 12 to make the finished shape, so make sure you have 12. Remember that you have 3 about each of the prompts that you did in your writing notebook, and so you should have 12. 3 times 4 is 12. Each dodecahedron piece represents something different, so in case you kind of change your mind about something, just keep in mind you can't have like 3 dodecahedron pieces. You can't have 3 pieces about unicorns, let's say. You can have 1, but not 3. Each piece has words telling what's shown on the piece. So you've got some words there so you can help people see, oh, yeah, that's your dog. The artwork and writing is in at least 3 colors. So each piece has at least 3 colors on it when you're finished. If you cut out any computer images that you had me print, they were in black and white. So you should have done something to color them. Usually a colored pencil probably works best for that. And then you've colored in the background too. If you did, when you did sketches, if you did sketches before you colored over that, sometimes you can still see the pencil that you used in the sketching process. You should erase that pencil. And next slide. Here we go. So here are some more expectations. So all of your illustrations are done in ink or colored pencil. I try to make them pretty. Your coloring should be done in one direction only, so don't scribble. I'll show you a good example of what scribbling looks like a little farther on in this video. You didn't leave blank white spaces. If you need to have some white spaces on it because you're showing yourself skiing and you're skiing on snow, okay, that makes sense. But otherwise, things should be colored. Any words that you write should be done super neatly. Okay, we need to be able to read every word. It should be easy to see too. So be careful how you color as well. And then there should be no spelling or grammar mistakes. All right, so I have some things to show you here. And so here's a picture, so I'm gonna vanish. All right, so one thing that you can do is find something that you wanna draw. So I wanted to draw a redwood tree and then me standing beneath it. So the first thing I did was I shaded in the background. And then after I did that, I went on the internet and I looked for pictures of redwood trees. And then I found a picture that I liked. And then I drew it in with pencil. And then I went over that with markers. So this is pencil in the background. And you can see how I shaded in one direction. And then you can see the tree, I drew it in ink. And I wrote here in ink as well. All right, so that's going to probably help you a lot there. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Another thing that you can do is that you can find a picture on the internet and then turn it in on your computer images sheet. And then when you get it, then you color it, cut it out, and then glue it on. So believe it or not, this picture right here, this picture of a sea turtle was a black and white picture that I found on the internet. And so I printed it. And then after I printed it, I colored it up with, I colored it with colored pencil. And then I cut it out very carefully. And then I glued it on very carefully. And it looks pretty nice, huh? Here's a couple more ideas. Let's suppose that there's something that you realize, I don't really know how to draw a picture of that. Then what you can do is you can just use words. Again, notice I have 3 colors here. So I got these words in one color, these words in another color, and then I've colored in the background. So that still looks nice. One thing I did too is that the background is in colored pencil. The writing is in ink. And so it shows up. It's dark colors against a light background. So it looks better that way. The last thing you can do is something that you'll have to do with help from somebody at home, but that's get a photo. And so you take lots of pictures on your phone, or the adults take pictures on their phone. And you can go to lots of stores and they have these things called a photo kiosk. I went to Rite Aid over by where I live, and it cost me, I think, 29 cents to print a picture right off my iPhone. And so there's my lovely dog. And I love this picture because it makes her nose look like it's gigantic. Her nose really isn't that long. So again, get a photo, cut it to size, and then put it on your dodecahedron piece. The size of your picture is going to be about a little more than 3 inches by 3 inches to make it fit. But you can see how I cut it pretty carefully here. So there's only this little bit of white here on the sides. Okay, there are some things you should really try to avoid that will take away from all of your hard work. And so here's a couple. So one thing that you might forget, or people sometimes forget when they're doing this project, is that it needs to be in 3 colors. So here you can see that you have one color here, the words and the sketch here, but there's no color to it, so it's kind of dull. So use at least 3 colors. Another thing is that this one's more colorful, looks kind of nice, but because the background is still white, it means that these letters of family, they don't really stand out. If this person had colored in the background around these letters, boy, these letters would really pop out. You'd really notice them. The last thing is the scribbling. So what you notice here is, see how like this person was coloring this direction, then they started 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 coloring this direction. It looks sloppy. And if you notice how carefully this heart was done, the heart was really done beautifully well. Somebody really took a long time, and then they're like, oh, but I just want to get this done, or they're just hurrying. And so then they scribbled the rest of it. And so now the heart doesn't look as nice. If you just look at the heart by itself, this looks great. But because of the scribbling, it doesn't look so good. All right, so hopefully that's going to help you with your dodecahedron. If you have questions, please see me. I'm happy to help.